everything. Okay, so Rebecca's back and we're talking about chores, and I just wanted to hit record because this is like a prime moment. Show the people, Rebecca, what your son is playing with on this rainy day, because this is totally awesome.
Yeah, so we are in our kitchen and we are just playing with some mixing bowls and measuring cups and a whisk. And he's just having a ton of fun practicing pouring and scooping, playing with our real life things.
And you were telling me you go to the thrift store to get the bowls and the stuff for him.
We mostly thrift. We mostly thrift things that he can play with, so they're real functional things. And then if he wants to grab other things from the kitchen that he sees me use every day, I love that.
And he's running away doing something. He wanted something, clearly.
Yeah.
One of the things we were just talking about is chores. And you said before I became a parent, if anyone had said to me, my 1-year-old has chores, you would have been like, okay. So, and then like, how has that changed? Like, what does he do? What kind of chores does he do?
So one of his very first chores was feeding our dog. So I used to help him scoop the food and he would carry it over and dump it in the bowl. And now we have it set up that he goes into our closet and opens the food container and scoops the food and dumps it into the bowl. So he pretty much independently feeds our dog.
Unbelievable. Okay, so by the way, Leo is 1.
Yeah, he's just turned 14 months.
Yeah. Okay, so now it takes not very long to feed a dog. It takes twice as long if your toddler is going to feed the dog. So
yes.
Why do you do that then?
So first of all, he loves it. He really wants to be a part of our world. And so I kind of saw that naturally happening where he,
oh baby.
He wanted to be,
what's out there?
He wanted to be a part of our world and he wanted to help. So I just let him help. And now he knows that that's his job. So I can tell him, feed Arlie, and he'll run to the closet and scoop the food. And then he dumps it in the bowl and he claps for himself. So he's very proud.
Okay, so some parents are going to be watching this and being like, yeah, if I did that, my dog would be 100 pounds because my kid would just be scooping incessantly. So what do you say about that?
So we keep the closet closed unless it's close to food time. And then I'll kind of open it up so he can do it independently, or I'll have him ask for help when it's time. So that's one way that we can facilitate it. And then he will go to the closet and ask for more throughout the day. And I'll say, it's not time for Arlie to eat. He's full. Or sometimes I do let him get a few little kibble and then we make Arlie do tricks and we get to give him some food for tricks. So I do see your point though. It does take a bit longer, especially in the beginning. He would dump it on the floor and then I would kind of have to scoop it up, or the dog would eat it off the floor. And it's harder because sometimes we get tears and whining because he wants to do it and it's not time, but that's how he's learning about his world. And there's always going to be times that he wants to do something and he can't. There are times I want to do something and I can't, and I have to handle it. So trying to give him those tools early.
Yeah. And that's so interesting because like even just the way you're describing that, the energy that you're coming at it with is the energy that parents need. We all need to have when we are enforcing boundaries, right? We don't have to get mad about the fact that the food ended up on the floor. He's, a toddler, but we do want to stay in this place of like, of course this happened. You're learning. Of course you're going to cry when you can't feed the dog when you want, because of course your brain is thinking it's time to feed the dog. And I know it's not, and it's okay. And that just puts us in such a different mental and physiological, honestly, state where now baby's picking up on that and he's picking up on your tone, which is like, it's okay. It's just not time. And he's not escalating because you're not escalating. And then learning is happening. And so I just like, there's so much happening in those moments when you are describing what is seemingly like a nice activity to teach your child. You're teaching him about all the different things, right? About sequencing, about language, about helping, about thoughtfulness, and then also about boundaries and staying regulated and following directions, and like it's all in there. Which is why we both get very excited about it, right?
It is so exciting. And I will say, like, when it falls on the floor, like sometimes it would stress me out. And the approach that I've been taking during parenting is I take a breath whenever I start to feel myself getting dysregulated. And then I think like, okay, like what is actually wrong here? Like what's going to happen? Like what's worst case scenario? And I'm like, there's dog food on the floor. A, my dog will probably eat it. B, I could scoop it up. Or C, it's not a huge deal if it stays there for a little while. And we do practice and so in like before one, whenever he drops anything, sometimes it's purposeful because he likes that reaction, which will happen, but he's learning, right? And I usually have him help me pick up whatever he dropped, or help pick up the dog food and put it in the bowl. So it's just another learning opportunity. I will say I'm not always this calm, and things do happen with his chores, but I think taking that breath and thinking like, okay, what's actually wrong here? Because sometimes I think as a parent, little deals feel like big deals. Like there's dog food all over the floor and this and it, and my list is long. Breath. It's okay.
Yeah. We're going to leave it there for now, but we'll come back and talk about more chores another time. So thanks, Rebecca.
Yeah, he has the longest list of chores I've ever heard of, I think, for a child.
All right, we're going to talk about the next one next time. Take care.